Maya. Of all the aspects of Advaita philosophy, that of Maya is the most difficult to understand, still more to explain. Some interpret it as ignorance, others as dream, others still call it illusion, and nothing but experience can explain it satisfactorily. In the meantime, considerable misunderstanding is created by explanations. The more is explained, the more obscure it becomes. In one of the ashrams I visited in 1939, I met a Canadian lady. She had come to India, as she said, in search of truth, and had visited many yogis and ashrams, the last of which was the Ramakrishna Muth in Madras. We talked as usual on yoga and meditation and such things, but when I mentioned the word Maya, she gasped, clutched her throat, and dropped her voice, saying, "Don't say it. Those people of Ramakrishna Mission were about to destroy me, but God came to my rescue and I escaped." "How do you mean? Did they want to kill you? They are sannyasins." "Not my body, but my soul. They told me that nothing exists. No world, no human beings, no trees, nothing, nothing. All is illusion, all my own imagination, and that I cannot kill the illusion till I surrender myself. Where will I be without my soul and mind?" I had no alternative but to change the subject. But Sri Bhagavan's explanations are superb, as will be seen from the following dialogues. 15th April, 1937. A man wanted to know the mystery of this gigantic world illusion and asked, "We speak of the world as illusion, yet everything in it follows rigid laws, which proves it to be well planned and well regulated." "Yes, he who projected the illusion gave it the appearance of order and sound planning." All spiritual institutions except the Advaitic give prominence to the creative aspect of reality, which they name God. They speak of prophets and saints and scriptures. Are they all illusion? They all exist in the same way as you, the questioner, exist. You are in the relative world. So they are, or else you would not have known of them. In dreams, one also sees a well-regulated world with saints and scriptures, but the moment one wakes up, they all disappear. So also, waking from this dream world into the supreme consciousness causes them all to disappear. But how, out of truth, does illusion and falsehood spring up? Maya is not falsehood, although it has the appearance of it, but the active side of reality. Maya is the maker of forms in consciousness, and form means variety, which causes illusion, mind you. All this variety is in consciousness and nowhere else. It is only in the mind. One jiva, a soul or individual being, seeing another jiva, forgets its identity with it and thinks of it as separate from itself. But the moment it turns its attention on its own nature as consciousness and not as form, the illusion of diversity or separateness breaks just as a dream breaks when waking takes place. But it is hard to conceive God, the formless, giving rise to forms. Why hard? Does not your mind remain formless when you do not perceive or think, such as in deep sleep or samadhi? And does it not create space and relationship when it thinks and impels your body to act. Just as your mind devises and your body executes in one homogeneous automatic act, so automatic, in fact, that most people are not aware of the process, so does the divine intelligence devise and plan, and his energy automatically and spontaneously acts. The thought and the act are one integral whole. This creative energy, which is implicit in pure intelligence, is called by various names, one of which is Maya, or sometimes Shakti, the creator of forms or images. 14th June, 1948. Mr. Subramaya, the late professor of English, is a frequent visitor. Whenever he comes, he discusses ancient Vedantic books with the master. Today's talk is about the Kavalyam. Maya comes up in the middle and claims attention. Sri Bhagavan explains, every plane has its own illusion, which can be destroyed only by another illusion on the same plane. For example, a man takes a full meal and goes to sleep. He dreams of being hungry in spite of the food in his stomach. To satisfy the dream hunger, he has to take dream food. A wound in a dream requires dream treatment. A great king once dreamt that he was ill, but was too poor to call a doctor. He had to beg the doctor's fees from his friends to receive medical help. Although he had fabulous wealth in the waking state, it could be of no use to him in the dream state. Similarly, the illusion of ignorance, ayana, can be destroyed only by the illusion of Guru Upadisa, that is, the master's teaching. Mukti, liberation, is ever present, and bondage ever absent. Yet the universal experience is the reverse. 16th February 1937. A visitor remarks that it is cruel of God's Leela to make the knowledge of the self so hard. Bhagavan laughing, knowing the self is being the self, and being means existence, one's own existence, which no one denies, any more than one denies one's eyes, although one cannot see them. The trouble lies with your desire to objectify the self, in the same way as you objectify your eyes when you place a mirror before them. You have been so accustomed to objectivity that you lost the knowledge of yourself simply because the self cannot be objectified. Who is to know the self? Can the insentient body know it? All the time you speak and think your I, yet when questioned you deny knowledge of it. You are the self, yet you ask how to know the self. Where then is God's Leela, and where its cruelty? It is because of this denial of the self by people that the Shastras, the scriptures, speak of Maya and Leela and such things. 15th April, 1937. A frequent visitor to the ashram is cogitating over the problem of Maya and its relation to the waking and dream states, and asked, is there any genuine difference between the experience of the individual in the waking state and that of dreams? None, except that the waking state, the Jagrat, appears to be more enduring than the other to the person who is in the waking state, though not so to the dreamer himself. The person in Jagrat relates his dream to have sometimes covered hundreds of years, hence he calls it transitory, whereas actually there is not the slightest difference between the nature of the two states. There is this difference: each time we return to Jagrat, we come to the same place and same people, the same activities and interests, which is not the case with going to the sleep state. This is because things move very rapidly in dreams, as they appear now to you in the waking state. But each time you go to the dream world, do you feel being a stranger in it? Do you not feel thoroughly at home with the people and places as you do here? Don't you sometimes dream of being a minister or meeting your father who had died in Jagrat long ago, or seeing God seated on a throne without noticing any incongruity in it? The dream is as real then to you as the waking state, the Jagrat, is now. Where is the difference? If you call the dream illusion, why do you not do so to the waking state also? Arjuna saw the divine form of Sri Krishna. Was that vision true? Sri Krishna started the discourse in chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita with the words, "I have no form." But in chapter 11 he said, "I transcend the three worlds." Yet Arjuna saw these in him. And again Sri Krishna said, "I am time." Does time have a form? If the universe is his form, should it not be uniform and changeless, he being the changeless one? The solution to these apparent contradictions lies in his statement to Arjuna when he says, "See in me, self, all you desire to see," which means that his form varies according to the desires and conceptions of the seer. Men speak of divine visions, yet paint them differently with the seer himself in the scene. Even hypnotists can make one see strange scenes and phenomena, which you condemn as tricks and jugglery, whereas the former you extol as divine. Why is this difference? The fact is that all sights are unreal, whether they come from the senses or the mind as pure concepts. This is the truth. 4th January 1937. A disciple remarks that Sri Bhagavan often says that Maya and reality are the same. How can that be? Shankara was criticized for his views on Maya without understanding him. Shankara said that 1. Brahman is real, 2. The universe is unreal, and 3. Brahman is the universe. He did not stop at the second, because the third explains the other two. It signifies that the universe is real if perceived as the self, and unreal if perceived apart from the self. Hence, Maya and reality are one and the same.